Have you ever wondered why bats are responsible for so many communicable diseases and ones that are so devastating? Well, it has a lot to do with the way that they live, and humans could learn a lot from them. You see, bats live in very close quarters with other bats. They're extraordinarily social, they live in huge colonies, and as a result, they're going to be exposed to lots of stuff. Kind of like how when you send your children to school and they come back sick. I mean, that has a little bit to do with, licking doorknobs. Bats deal with viruses very differently than we do. Our bodies go around looking for cells that might be infected and just taking them out. We use this because in our bodies, we want to clear that illness completely. We want it gone. As a result, some of these things can be very devastating to us just because of the way that our own immune system reacts. Bats, though, they do not clear it at all. No, rather than wasting precious energy on getting rid of it, they tolerate it. They pump out large amounts of interferon into their body and just keeps the illnesses on the down low. But that doesn't mean they can't transfer it to you. Because of this lifestyle, they have a much greater chance of spreading it around to others. The longer that a virus remains in somebody's system, the more chances it has to mutate. Not only are they carrying it for a long period of time, but it also has to deal with the amount of interferon it pumps out and adapt to that in the bat. Because of this lifestyle, especially with living in these large colonies in very close quarters, they now have the opportunity to spread it rapidly and then spread it out into the environment. Because they live in contact with so many other critters out in the world, that's how it gets into other animal populations. Now, humans have a different mode of trying to deal with these things. Granted, we do have the very unnatural environment for our life history to live in these massive cities in extremely close quarters and be more mobile than we ever have before. We try not to spread it among the community, and then the illnesses we get have to deal with that. One great example is syphilis, working around how humans behave. We can actually look through history and see it hit people harder and faster, and then kind of taper off and become less visible. Turns out having your face melt off is not a great way for an STD to want to spread among humans. It was bad. It was really, really bad. They call it the European zombie apocalypse. If you want a really fun fact, there is a period of time that syphilis was treated with malaria. This was before, of course, when we developed antibiotics, but it's very sensitive to heat. So if you have a high fever, then it can actually get rid of it. So they gave people malaria. I'm thankful every day I wake up in a world where antibiotics exist. They're actually not out of the clear because there is incurable gonorrhea and potentially incurable syphilis that's become immune to the antibiotics we have. Hopefully we don't end up in a situation where this is needed. But back to our adorable little friends, the bats. Are they an enormous reservoir for communicable diseases? Yes. But we also need them. We need them to control insects. We need them to pollinate plants. They really, really are important. And as I always try to tell people, the goal of trying to live healthfully in this world is not to get rid of everything in this world. It's to modify your behavior around the world. We're technically living in their house, bothering them. The other option is, ecosystem collapse and Blade Runner. And if that's what you're going for, more power to you, I guess.